that mental health matters. Mental health matters. So take care of your mental health.
Not just on the month, every
Mm-hmm.
month,
Every
every
month.
day, every week.
Yes.
It's a way of life.
It's a way of life. Actually, the older you get, you really realize that your mental health is everything.
Man, you ain't lying.
It's,
She ain't lying.
it's everything. It really is.
The physical may go at times,
Mm-hmm.
but we need that mental to keep growing
We need it.
at all times.
Right. All right. Well, welcome to the live, everyone. Welcome.
What's good? What it do? What's poppin'? Feel like it's been a little minute,
Mm-hmm.
but we back
We are back.
with a great topic.
Yes. And for those of you guys that don't know who we are,
My name is King,
and my name is Bonnie Divine.
looking fine as always.
Thank you.
I'm just trying to match her vibes.
Yes.
But we got a great topic, a great question. Please leave any comments, remarks that you may have. Share any experiences that you may have that are similar, that may differ.
Yes.
We into all of that.
And if you're catching the replay, go ahead and let us know. You can do a hashtag replay. Let us know what you took from the live.
Definitely. Let's get it going. What's the question?
All right, so the big question is, can kindness be a weakness?
Can kindness be a weakness? That's a good question. So what do y'all think? What do any of y'all think? Can kindness be a weakness?
Can it?
Not is it, but can it?
Can it possibly be a weakness?
So, we personally believe kindness is a strength, but it can be used as a weakness,
Yes.
depending on who you're dealing with, circumstances, and just how nice you may be being.
Yes, this is
It
true.
all matters.
It all matters.
So, with that being said, has your kindness ever been taken advantage of? And if so, how did you respond?
Hello to the viewer, Shadow Milk Cookie. So, has my kindness ever been taken advantage of, and how did I respond?
Yes.
So, for all of you guys that don't know me, I'm actually a very kind person. A very, very kind person. When you think of me, you think of kind. That's who I am. But my kindness has definitely been taken advantage of. And just thinking about, scenarios in particularly, there's been a pattern when it comes to friends of mine in the past. And just by me being kind, and being super nice to these people, I noticed certain traits would happen like from them, and they would say, I don't know, like I felt like the communication wasn't healthy. I felt like I didn't set boundaries, and like I was being disrespected over and over again, and then trying to have a conversation with that person, and then that person not wanting to have a conversation. So, yeah, it just became toxic. And I was being taken advantage of because I kept allowing my friendships to continue in a toxic way. And so how did I respond to this? So I tried to have a conversation. The conversation didn't work. So I cut them off. I cut them off, and like it's been ongoing. So if I see that someone is really toxic with me, or and they can't have a conversation, or they can't acknowledge the toxicness within them, I will cut them off to the point that I can't say that I have a genuine friend. And at a point it was hard for me to swallow that pill. But what I realized is that I do have my husband. He's my bestie. He's my number one friend that I'm thankful for. But it's okay, because I've gotten to learn more about myself. and I've gotten to become a closer friend to myself. And I know what I want in a friend. I know what I don't want to tolerate, and I know what I want. Like I just, yeah.
Okay.
I'll keep talking. Let me stop talking.
So I was going to ask how it impacted you, but you let me know.
Yes.
You know, it's impacted you moving forward to know what kind of relationships you're looking for. You know, what you want, what you're willing to accept.
Yes.
What you're not willing to accept. So it sounds like you have clear-cut boundaries.
And it took time. You know, it took time to create these boundaries, but I'm so thankful for them. So, yeah, I'll ask you the same question. So, has your kindness ever been taken advantage of, and how did you respond?
Okay, so before I respond, he said, where we from? So
Oh.
we're from San Diego.
Oh, yeah, SD Dago.
Where are you from? Where you reside? Where you at with it? But let's get back on topic.
Back on topic.
So, has my kindness ever been taken advantage of? Unfortunately, many times. Like you, I consider myself a pretty nice person. I consider myself a very genuine person. Like if I ride for you, I ride for you.
He's a rider.
Literally.
Real rider.
And that has gotten me in some unfortunate situations. But I've learned.
Yeah.
So I have 2 boundaries that I don't play with. They are non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable.
No matter who you are. It can be blood, friends, it don't matter.
It doesn't matter.
2 boundaries. 1, you can't just talk to me any way you want to talk to me. You're not finna be yelling, cussing, screaming. None of that.
No.
Because I don't do none of that. I don't carry myself like that. I don't talk to people like that. So I don't expect it in return.
Right.
2, nobody's finna be putting their hands on me. Or even acting like they finna put their hands on me.
Right.
Trying to intimidate. I don't play that.
Yeah.
I had enough of that experience growing up. So as an adult, these are things I do not tolerate, will not tolerate, never will.
Yes.
So there was a situation at our previous church where somebody broke one of my boundaries.
Broke the boundary.
Crossed my boundary.
Crossed the line.
Like it was a bridge. And they had somewhere to be. So I'm like, what?
You're like, wait, what?
Trying to process it. Like, hold on, wait, what? What's going on? So, of course, after the processing, we want to talk, want to communicate, want to understand what's going on, get their side, give our side, find somewhere we can collide and come together.
Yes.
And be better in a result. But every time we tried to talk, we just weren't making no progress. No progress, no progress to the point where the relationship became toxic. We couldn't communicate anymore.
Right.
But yet we were still in the same vicinity. It wasn't going to work.
It ain't gonna work.
And we all knew it. Even the other couple was like, yo, we need a mediator to help us talk this through. But the big problem was they wanted to dictate who the mediator was. Wanted to control the situation to the best of their capability. But at that point, I realized the relationship wasn't worth fighting for.
Yeah.
This wasn't a healthy relationship. And keep in mind, we're going to the same church.
Yes.
So I let leadership know, like, hey, my family and this family, we are not cool. We're not cool. It ain't good. The response was, you'll keep working with them. You guys will be fine. All is well. Didn't even ask why. Didn't get any details. None of that. And at that moment, I knew that church was no longer for us.
Yeah.
Those relationships were no longer for us.
Yeah.
Like my wife said, we all have flaws.
Mm-hmm.
We all make mistakes. It's bound to happen. But afterwards, there should be a respect level to where we want to communicate through these problems, to where we all understand each other.
Yes.
And that's what it's all about.
That's what it's about.
It's just about respect.
It is.
We want to respect all those that we're in relationships with. And we want respect back. And it's not a choice. It's mandatory.
Absolutely.
Because we're too good of people.
Yeah.
And this is why I don't have a lot of friends.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've noticed people can take kindness, genuineness for weakness. And then when you decide to put your foot down, have some boundaries, then you're the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Then you become the problem because you're having an issue with the unhealthy situation that has become.
It gets real. It gets real.
So, but we've learned though, and how it impacted me, man, I've learned every situation isn't for me.
Mm-hmm.
All relationships aren't for me.
Right.
And that's okay. I can still be nice. I can still be as kind as I want to be, but I need to realize when others aren't giving it back in, return.
Yeah.
Or when someone is trying to take advantage, unwilling to have conversations, but still want to have relations, that's a problem.
Yeah.
It's a problem. So at this point, my wife is my best friend.
No.
My only current active friend, and I don't say that for pity, I'm thankful to have at least one person that I can speak to openly, honestly, be genuine with, not have to put on the front, act this way, act that way. No, when I'm down, I'm down. If I'm up, and everything in between.
Yes.
So we're just thankful for these experiences that we've experienced.
We're thankful because it shows us what we don't want.
Right.
Like it exposed what we don't want, and now we know what we want. And if it doesn't look like what we want, then we don't want it.
Simple. And the only people that should have an issue with that is no one.
Yeah.
No one should have an issue with that.
Yes.
And if you do, what is your issue? What is your problem?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What is your problem?
We left the situations we were in, and our lives became more peaceful.
That is what happened.
Literally. Now, it wasn't instantaneous.
No.
It did take a little soul searching, some deep diving, and some thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Coming to realizations.
Yeah.
But after we did, God is still good.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
In spite of it all.
In
Matter of
spite
fact,
of
He's even better
Yeah.
to make it out of toxic situations
Yeah.
and to end up in a situation where you have what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
You have that friendship you desire, require to move forward. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
More peace. Who doesn't want more peace?
So, if your kindness ever is taken for granted, don't become bitter. Don't become mean. Don't start treating people horrible. Just learn who not to give all of your kindness to. Who not to give your kindness to. Now, who not to give your energy to.
I like that.
And
Or
things of
cut
that
some
nature.
people off,
Exactly.
That's the easy part, actually. That's like, at this point, I think I'm an expert.
Now, it's always healthy to try and work things out
Yeah.
before cutting things off. And sometimes that's not an option, depending on the situation.
And the person, circumstances.
I would have loved to work things out with everyone that I've had a problem with. And sometimes time doesn't heal everything. Sometimes you need to have actual dialogue, actual conversations about what actually took place.
Yeah.
Not just assumptions
Mm-hmm.
of what you think, how I think you feel. No, how do you actually feel?
Yeah.
What actually took place?
Mm-hmm.
What is your perspective? If something happens and someone doesn't want your perspective
That's
on
what I
it,
was going to say. Some people don't want your perspective.
that's a problem.
Yeah.
I can't be connected to no one that doesn't want to hear my perspective.
Or they ask for the perspective, but they really don't want the perspective.
And you can tell that too. You can tell that. You can tell by their responses. And if their actions don't change after the conversation, there's your answer.
Yeah.
There's your answer. So we're still kind. We're still loving. We just understand that everybody can't handle all this kindness.
Yeah, and it can be abusive if you keep being kind to people and then not getting it back in return.
Yes.
Like, it's just not a good self-care for your own mental health matters.
It do. It's
It
not just
really
a cool
matters.
slogan. It is literally a way of life, and we live by this. So
Yeah.
yes, if the relationships aren't fruitful, if they're not growing, if we can't communicate within them, we don't need them.
And this is in every aspect. These could be friends, these could be coworkers,
Family.
family.
Sometimes family will talk to you the most crazy
They do.
and do you the worst and think you have to put up with it.
Because they're family. Because they're family, you have to put up with it.
Now we
which is-
understand as a child, we only have so many options of what we can do. But as we grow and get older, we definitely have more options on who we choose to deal with, what we choose not to deal with, and how we choose to go about that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes.
So keep letting that kindness shine bright. And don't let them dim that light.
Yes,
For real.
because like you said, don't be bitter.
No.
Because it can be challenging, right? Like if someone's treating you a certain way, you've been kind to this person over and over again, you could get salty, you could get bitter.
Right.
But take some time for yourself. Take care of yourself. Know that person wasn't, it was just a learning experience. That person isn't meant for you right now, or probably never will be, or whatever the case is. Just don't get salty and know that what's for you will come.
And stay open to conversations
Yes.
from those that you may have had conflicts with.
Yeah, that's true too.
You know,
It's
I'm not saying
yeah.
waiting for it and clinging to it. I'm just saying if you ever run across those individuals, just be open to it. You never know. Sometimes the uncomfortable conversations can lead to the greatest results.
Those are the best conversations.
They are.
The most uncomfortable conversations, because no one wants to talk about like the stuff that hurt them or makes them feel like some type of way, or like a lot of people like to avoid conflict. But when
Right.
we talk about the uncomfortable things in a healthy way,
Right. There we go.
then things can be resolved.
And that's
there
a
can
process.
Be closure,
It's a process. Sometimes it doesn't start off healthy, but just apologizing and being accountable allows us to get there.
Absolutely.
So you don't have to say all the right things or do all the right things. It's not about that. It's just being willing and able.
Yes.
And that's it.
And we're all able to have a conversation.
Yes, and that's the only reason why our marriage has been able to work, is being willing to have the conversations, being willing to listen when something's bothering her, even if I don't think it's as important. It doesn't matter what I think. If it's her opinion, her whatever, I should be attentive and listen.
You should, my love.
That's it. That's it, and that's all we asking for. So don't get mad at me for how I live and how I move. I've been through some things that some of y'all will never know. Because I may never share it. I may never tell you. But it's still there.
Yeah.
So sorry. I can't just always respond in kindness to things, when someone disrespects. And that's what I felt like, the church wanted me to do. Just forget about what happens to me and just respond in kindness and just keep doing that. But like you said, that leads to an unhealthy environment.
It does. And within your own self.
Definitely. Now I'm dealing with inner conflict within myself, feeling bad within myself for something that's not even me.
You have to be kind. You have to, I think the definition of it, is just different. Like, I think from the church, it was like, continue to take the abuse.
Right.
Like,
right.
that's how it seemed formatted.
No, that's how it was being said.
Yeah,
to
like,
continue
Jesus
to take, went through suffering.
Right.
We're here to suffer, and this is just part of your suffering.
So continue to be abused. Continue when it's like, no, we shouldn't continue to be abused.
No, we should be having communication, fixing the abuse.
Yeah.
Not tolerating it, not ignoring it, not giving people oh man. All right. But yeah, That's it. Kindness is a strength. Don't let others use it as your weakness.
Yeah, don't be too kind. Don't keep tolerating the abuse.
With that being said,
Don't keep tolerating don't keep tolerating the abuse.
don't.
Don't let your kindness be taken advantage of.
And that's
Over and
all.
over and over again.
That's all we got to say.
Cut the
Cut it.
toxicness.
Cut it.
And it's okay to be by yourself sometimes.
Ooh.
It's okay. I know it sounds funny
Ooh.
coming from us, but there's been times where I had to be by myself
Right.
with him here.
True.
Thankful.
You should enjoy time by yourself.
Yeah.
Time alone shouldn't be a punishment.
Mm-hmm.
And if it is, that means we need to work on some things inside.
Yeah.
That means something's going on. I'm not saying you should always want to be alone. I'm more of an introvert, so I get that. But everyone's not.
I think I'm that too.
But some time alone is healthy.
Yeah.
Process things, deal with things, examine things.
Those thoughts, like the thoughts that run in your mind by yourself, it's like, how do you deal with those things?
Yeah.
And answer some of those questions that pop up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel good.
Become your own best friend.
I feel good. This was a very, very healthy topic, healthy conversation,
Mm-hmm.
good release.
Mm.
The weight's been. It's time to go, y'all. It's been, hey, it's been a great topic. Hope you guys have a blessed rest of your night. Take care.
Bye. Alrighty.